Welcome everybody, Farm Sim Snowy here. In this video we're going to look at a new map for console on Farming Simulator 19. This is the Angevin Countryside by Farmer Angevin. Apologies if I've said that wrong. It says on the mod hub, welcome to the beautiful map Angevin. This is a realistic French map that comes from villages near Angers. You have 5 farms and a kuma for your pleasure. The fields and meadows should be easy to manage with small, medium or big equipment. There is also a cow shed, pigsty, sheep pen and riding stable. So we start off here, which isn't your farmhouse, and we are here on the map down by the animal dealer. All of our equipment's here at this farm. If we zoom out, we've got a little key there to tell us what's what. Now my French isn't fantastic, but I do recognise some words like moutons I know is sheep, and equine or equine horses. But basically the green dot is dairy farm number 1, which is here, which is where all our equipment is. So we've got a cow shed there, and then we have the blue one, which is dairy farm 2, which is over here. So again, another cow pasture, and this is where the farmhouse is. I'm on new farmer mode, by the way, just to let you know. The yellow one is the pig farm, which is up top right here, and we'll look at all these in a minute. I'm just showing you while I've got the map open. And then we've got the sheep farm, which is just here. We've also got a farm silo there at the sheep pen. And then we've got BGA and horse farm, which is just up here. And that again has got another farm silo there for us to use. And then we've got kuma, which I'm a little bit puzzled by, which is just up here. Again, we'll look at it all again as we go round. It's got some nice little touches in this map. It's got a few random things and a couple of things that I personally think have been sort of unfinished or missed, which I'll point out as we sort of go round and go through different things. There's quite a few sell points on here. There's 2 main sell points, and then the rest of the sell points are kind of like dedicated to certain things. So obviously we've got a sawmill there, it's just going to do your lumber and your wood chips, but again we'll go through everything like that. There is contracts available, so that's quite handy. And while we've got the map open, in new farmer mode you do get equipment, but you don't start off with any fields. But with that said, the field prices are dirt cheap. So if we click on 2, which is a reasonable size, that's only just over 11,000. 58, 26,000. And if we go down into small sort of fields like that, 55, that's only 1,196. So very cheap. You've got some quite big forestry areas, again only 44,000. And this big old plot of forestry there is only 125,000. The biogas plant is only 8,282, which is quite good. You can buy the outer section of the map, which is ironically the most expensive thing, which is 752,000. But I think there's a few like grass areas up here that you could probably utilize, like so. So let's quickly, while we're here, run up to the animal dealer which is just through here. We're going to jump the hedge. So you'll come up to the ramp and your trigger's going to come up. And then these are going to be the animal pens. Look, you can use all the animal pens, you don't have to own them, but they're not very expensive to buy if you want to buy them. But a couple of things, like I said, about things that were missing or not been, you've got like this missing name husbandry, which is one of your cow sheds, and again missing shop item, but I think that's a sheep pen. We'll look at all that in a minute. So let's run down this lane, because this takes us to Dairy Farm 1, which is where all our equipment is. It's quite a, you know, a good looking map. It's got some nice distance texture to it. You can see all like the fields and the hills in the distance. So this is Dairy Farm 1. Quite a nice space, lots of shed storage. So we've got a fuel point here, and we've got a workshop trigger there. Just some random little touches. We've got a surfboard and a motorbike there. Again, more sheds, lots of shed space. And then this is your first cow pasture. This will hold 150 cows. I'll show you the animal dialogue first before we get carried away. So that's going to be just here where you can buy your cows. You can drive through this side and over this side. The feed triggers here, I've tested it. And then your straw triggers here, and you can even do it this side as well. The water trough is there, so your water trigger is going to be there. This is your slurry point. Again, I've tested all this for you. And the manure spawned around about here, so there is no sort of manure bunker. That just appears out on the floor on this one. And the milk trigger is just here, which is quite, you know, you've got a nasty little slope here, but it's by this building. I thought it was going to be sort of maybe here, but I got it to come up round there, which was a bit awkward. You got a bunker silo there, which is quite good. And then if we come round here, we'll have a quick look at the equipment that we start off with. So like I say, we're in new farmer mode. If we go into our garage and go back to the start, we get two Fendt Favorite 511Cs, the Fiat 1300 DT, a New Holland TX32 harvester, HW80 trailer, header for a harvester, a cultivator, a seeder, 2 weights, and then these are our animal pens. Like I say, we don't own the land, but they're in our garage, so we could sell them off. If you sell them off, they will disappear, but they are available to buy again in the animal pens, which I'll show you in a sec. So this is what I mean by this. This is one of our cow pastures, which is at the other dairy farm. It says missing name husbandry cow Italy. Well, for starters, we're in France apparently. Then we've got our horse paddock pig, and this is the sheep one. Missing shop item husbandry sheep. I don't get that. We've got a large grain silo, a small multi-fruit silo, I can't speak today, which weirdly enough holds more than the large grain silo. We've got 2 bunker silos, which are going to be at your dairy farms. And then we've got this Kuma Lavelussoir, probably murdered that, but there you go. And this, weirdly enough, I don't know if you have to own the land. I haven't tested that, but it pays you out. I'm on normal economy, so down the bottom it pays us 660 per hour. But this is where the slot counts quite high, because that is worth 30 slots, that, but it does pay you out. And then we've got a small building there which is actually at the pig farm. We'll come across that again. Look, missing name in blah blah blah. I think they're XML files. And then the farmhouse, which is modded in, which is at Dairy Farm 2, and again that is 45 slots. It has got quite a lot of detail in it though, the farmhouse, which we'll come across. So on new farmer mode, you start off with 754 slots being used, and like I say, we don't own any fields, but if you sell everything off, you can get that down to 488 slots. And if you start off in the other two modes, farm manager and start from scratch, the slot count is 665. You don't get any of the vehicles, but you do start with all these buildings. And again, if you sell them off, you can get that down to 488 again. So then if we come out of this menu and go across to placeables, I'll show you all the modded in buildings. So if we go in animal pens, you can see there's the first of our cow pastures, then you've got your sheep, the other cow barn and the pig enclosure. Come down to silos, you've got both our silos there and the bunker silo. So obviously if you do sell any of this, you can rebuy it. Then we've got our Kuma and this shed, which is the one up by the pig farm, which we'll see later. And then we've got our main farmhouse, so you can buy all that if you do sell it off. So there you go, that is that bit. I think if we jump in one of these little fellas, we'll scoot off out of here. Some of these little tracks, if I go in cab, they're quite tight, so you might struggle with some bigger equipment. But saying that, most of the fields aren't very big, so are you really going to be using big equipment? Now I've got to work out where I want to go first, so we will come along from there and we'll go up and visit the next farm. I like the little details like that, all the mud and dirt on the road where the farmers have come out of that field. It's got nice little detail like that in it. There is traffic, as you can see. At least I remember to drive on this side of the road. Turning just here. I have noticed as well when I was looking earlier that most of the turn off points that take you to places have got those little red and white marker posts, otherwise they're pretty easy to miss, so you can look out for them. That'll help you. So this is Dairy Farm 2. I'll show you the cow pasture first. This holds 200 cows. Just over here we've got our animal dialogue box, so we can buy them. These gates still open, so you could drive in there, but you don't actually need to go in there to feed them, because I found the feed and straw does work that side, and it also works both of them, feed and straw, this side. Your water point is there, and the milk trigger I found just around here. I presume from this pipe. It's meant to be another bunker silo there. And if we run down the back, we have got our slurry point. Again, I've tested all this, and this is your manure spawn point there. More shed space, not quite as much as the last farm, but we've got fuel and a workshop trigger again. And then this is the farmhouse. So yeah, it's 45 slots, but it's got some really nice detail to it. So we've got a garage, we can go through to that door as well. Oh, but we'll go inside. Now I really like this bit. You walk in and you got like a nice sort of garden, indoor garden area, which is quite cool. Again, you can walk through, lead you out the back, and you're pretty much into one of the fields. So that would probably be a good field to buy first. You got a little washroom there, and then into the house. Really nice modern look. Little touches like models lying around, and the TV screen over there. And we've got a little office area with our printer and more models, and a computer so we can do a bit of work. And then if we go upstairs, up the modern glass staircase, you've got another TV there. And then you don't actually have to go in, the sleep trigger is there, but you can go in and there's a bed there, and the sleep trigger will work inside again. So if we go back downstairs, what I did like, I'm going to turn on the help menu here. If we go into the kitchen area, it says open gate on the help menu. So if we do that, it puts dinner on the tables. So it looks like we've got pepperoni pizza tonight. And there's one up there, and there's a little bit of washing up. It does disappear after a while, but I just thought that was quite cool. So that's a random little feature for you. So that's our starting farmhouse. Obviously you don't have to stay there if you don't want to. So we'll go out of here now. Can I go that way? I'm going to have to open the menu up. No, I think that just takes us round the back. So we'll go back out the way we came. And then we'll go and visit, I think this is the sawmill down here. Just there. Nearly missed that then. So that's your trigger there for your lumber, and I'm guessing the little wooden circle there is going to be for your wood chips, although there's no wood chips in there. Normally when there's one of them on a map, there's wood chips built up inside, so you can tell that's where you need to go, but I'm guessing that's that. Now if we come out of here, there's another little feature just coming up here that I like. So if we go over this little bridge, but if you look down, there's the little track for the fields that runs underneath there and goes up to all these different fields here. I thought that was quite cool. So we'll carry along this road. To the left you can just see on the mini map there, it's like a sort of quarry, old quarry, and it's got a big lake in there. So so you could possibly use that as a water point. It is quite steep going down to it though. I tested it and this little Fent did struggle with a water tanker on it, trying to get out of there. So we'll come down here. I think this is the shop we're going to now, the store. And you'll see one of the random features in a second. Just coming up. I'm going to turn that way so you don't see it just yet. So if we fall into here, this is going to be our shop. So you've got your shop menu there, and then you've got a workshop trigger there where you can customize and repair your vehicles. Your reset point's going to be just here as well, and then just in case you get lost on the map, we've got a random huge map which is basically the same as our PDA when we start it up. So I thought that was rather bizarre. If we come out of the shop and go left, we've got another sell point, which is Latouche, or Latouche, is it Latouche? I'm not sure, but it's a sell point and it's just there, through there, and wrong button. Latouche is one of your main sell points, does all your main crops. I think that's it, yeah, just all your basic main crops. So if we come back out of here, I was going to open up the map, but there it is. I will open up the map because I want to see where we're heading next. So what did we do? We come out of our starting farm down there, and we came up there, went to dairy farm 2, back out down there into the sawmill, back out of there, across that bridge, and then we came down this road to the store and this sell point. Then we'll come back up. We did the animal dealer at the start. We'll come across and we'll visit the sheep farm, which is just there. So I'll probably cut to the main road just coming down to the sheep farm now. So we're just coming up to the sheep farm now. We turn left. Now, to me personally, this is a much better farmhouse than the main one we start off with. It's just got a lot more character. It's like a proper French style country farmhouse in my eyes. A little bit of storage there with some shelf racking. And we've got a workshop trigger again and a fuel point. You can drive through from there. A little bit of a hayloft there as well. But if we go inside here, I mean, you could use this as your farmhouse, just put a doormat down. I just think it's got a better feel and look to it, especially the outside. I'm guessing one of these, not that one, because that's the toilet. One of these rooms would be your bedroom, obviously. If we run through here, these gates open. Again, you've got more shed space. And this is going to be your multi-fruit silo just there. which was, I did say earlier, 300,000 litres. The other one's 200,000, but that just holds your basic crops. More shed space. And then you've got your sheep pasture. So your dialogue box is just there. If we run round the back, there's a little track that runs through, and you've got your water point there. More shed storage space there. Your wool's going to spawn there, and then your feed trigger is through this door, and the grass kind of builds up along this edge, so I'm presuming they can stick their head through there and feed off of there. And the sheep hold 120, just before I forget to say that. So we'll spin back round. So yeah, we came up from this section there and across that main road down in there, and then we'll come out, go left, and we'll go up to the biogas plant with the horses as well. So just coming up towards the BGA. Wherever the turn-in is. Oh, I missed it. Oh no, there it is. I'm pretty sure that's not the only entrance in. I think I missed the first entrance. So let's have a quick look at the horses first. So again, you've got workshop trigger and a fuel point there. More shed storage over there. This is the same as your in-game large horse pen. It holds 16. So you got your feed trough there. Your dialogue box just there. Straw just there. And water just there. More shed, I've said that. There's your other silo just there, so you tip in there, and your out pipe just there. There's another sort of random farmhouse here. Again, you could stick a doormat down if you wanted to live here. You can't go in that one. And then you've got your BGA, so you've got like a weigh station in. Two quite big bunker silos covered as well. More shed space at the back there. And then you will go up the ramp and tip in to your digester just there. And your digestate will come out of this pipe here. So that's the BGA. Is there another road in? No, that is the only road in. Yeah, I didn't miss it. There you go, that's your BGA and your horse farm. Now back on the map, we'll come out and we'll go all the way across the top. I'll probably cut a bit until we get to these two sell points here. Then we're just coming down to this sell point just here in front of us. Basically, I remember oofs is eggs, so there's your egg sell point there, and the other one was for the milk. It comes up as two separate sell points on the map. I think it is, yeah, Laterri Fairbell, which is your milk sell point. I've probably said those so wrong, but and then your vent de oofs for your eggs, That's a good price for eggs there. Like so. So then next we will come out of there. So obviously we come from the BGA up through there, along. I think we'll come down and we'll check out Kuma, and then we'll come back out, back on ourselves, check that sell point out, which is for potatoes. Pig farm, back down, and we'll finish off just here. So swing out of here, try not to knock the posts over. Like I say, it is, you know, it's got quite a nice feel to it, this map. It is quite nicely detailed. It's just got a couple of random, not issues, but a couple of random things here and there that probably will get sorted out in an update. I think most maps that come out now, they do need an update after they've been released. But so if we open the gate, you've got like a random, I don't know what that is. So there's just a lot of shed space here, and this is the one that pays you out. So I tried looking on the internet, I couldn't really find much about. I typed in Kuma and I typed in La Velouse, I couldn't find anything come up. But these doors open, you've got a workshop trigger there and another fuel point. Which is quite handy. It's a big area. If you wanted to buy it and put any more placeables on, if I can drive on the track, that'd be handy. Ooh, that's my own fault for not stopping. So we'll go back up to the top. And then I think it's this turn in here. I think it's the potato sell point now, which is coming up on the left. We'll overtake this guy. Excuse me. Somewhere on the left here is my turn in. There we go. So you come in there. And then there's your trigger point there. So this is sent patates, and that will do, I'm pretty sure, yeah, potatoes and sugar beet. And then we'll come out of there, turn left, and we'll go to the pig farm, which is where I found another little issue, which I'll show you. So I think it's this turn in there. I do like these sort of tight country lanes. Right, there we go. If I turn the engine off, we've got the sound of running water. But if we come through here, we're into a field. We come through there, we're into another field. And if I go into landscaping mode, just to show you, oh, we we would be right back down there, wouldn't we? Where's the pig farm? Here. There's no piece of water, body of water, whatever you want to call it, around us. So that's an odd sound, out of place sound, I would say. So we come into the pig farm. You've got another shed there on the right. Just stop that. Your pigs are over here. That's your feed trough there and your straw. Tested it again. That's water. We come round the back. You've got your manure pit there and your slurry pit there. This is your animal dialogue box. This door does open, so you could store little bits and bobs in there if you want. And then your animals, when you buy them, will be in here, and they do go out the front as well, regardless of whether the door's open or not. I bought pigs earlier to test it, and one of them was half in and half out through the door. And then we've got this building here, which is one of the buildings that we do own, which is this chap here with the missing name, whatnot. Basically all the doors with the hearts on them will open. Again, another workshop trigger and a fuel point. But just be aware, if you do sell this building, the building goes, but that trigger there stays, and so does the fuel point. So you're not getting that full space. Whether you'd be able to place anything near it, I'm not sure, but I did notice that earlier when I sold the building. So from here I will drive out back up the top, and then I'll cut probably till when we get to about here, and we'll visit these last 3 sale points, and that should be the end of the map tour. So we're just coming down to our next sale point, which is going to be your spinnery. Again, you got nice little details like this. This building's obviously having some renovation work done. But just here is where you're going to sell your wool and cotton. Wrong menu again. So there you go, La Claire Alain. Cotton and wool. And if we go out of this track, there's our last 2 sell points. It's a one-way system, look, you can't go in that way. This track there, if you were to take that little dirt track, that leads back down to Dairy Farm 1, where all our equipment is. Just to let you know, that's quite handy to know. So one-way system here. We come through, and there's one of your sale points, which is La Paix, which is going to be your second main sale point. Just does all your main crops. And then just behind it is Vueve Sen Balls, which is your bale sale point, which does all your silage, grass, etc, etc. So just there you tip in for your main sale point. And then this one's quite tricky to spot, but it is actually just there. Normally with bale sale points you get like a couple of bales outside just to give you a clue, but if we tag that place up, there you go, just there. And that is the Angevin Countryside. So I hope you enjoyed the map tour. If you have, please give us a like, and and if you don't subscribe yet, please do. And don't forget to hit the notification bell so you don't miss any future videos of mine. I've been Farm Sim Snowy. Stay frosty.